There, my name is Dave Adamits, and I'm the chairman of the Killingworth Republican Town Committee in the great town of Killingworth, Connecticut. I have this great fellow that I met in line. I'd ask him to ask him a few questions and see what answers he has, why he's for this run. Can you introduce yourself, good sir?
I'm Father Joel McEachin. I'm a retired Greek Orthodox priest. I serve a parish around here, but also I got an MBA at this school, so I'm familiar with Sacred Heart.
Excellent.
And that's probably one of the reasons that I support Trump, because I believe that we need some management experience in running our government. I really feel that it's been run just out of someone's back pocket. It's just nothing serious has been done. I don't see any strategic thinking, which I learned here at Sacred Heart, or strategy. I just see people doing things and things that I really don't like. I think, having studied in seminary of what the medieval times were like when the Ottoman Empire covered from Serbia all the way around to Libya and up into Spain, and knowing how Sharia law treats non-Muslims in those days, especially the Christians. I think just ask any Greek or Armenian woman what it was like, what their ancestors felt like when they were living in the Ottoman Empire under Sharia law. I think we don't understand what it would be like if Sharia law took over, or even took part of officialdom.
Yep.
We don't study history, and we simply don't understand what all this means. And I think a man like Donald Trump, in business, to succeed, you've got to surround yourself with knowledgeable people, because there's no one who knows everything. Some of us like to think we do, but we don't. But what we do is we gather people who are experts in their field, and we consult with them, we sit together, and we come up with a consensus with the knowledge of many people. And I think Donald Trump, in building what's called his empire, didn't do it alone. He had many people helping him, and even now you can see he's already turning to people to give him good advice, whereas he recognizes it takes a committee, a consensus. I think here's someone who will use a cabinet, who will look to take care of his people. So I think on a big project, I think he takes care of his workers. At least that's what I've heard when they've interviewed them on television programs. So I want someone who is not raised up in the Washington culture, and who is not just tied to everything that's there, because we can see it's taking us down if we look at the numbers. Just in the past month, I have seen the numbers, not just of the last few years, not even the last 8 years, but I've seen numbers, say, from the last 30 or 40 years, and everything is down. And I think I'm willing to trust a businessman, a successful businessman, when he keeps bragging, oh, well, I'm unsuccessful. Well, that's good. I want a successful person who has worked with subordinates to come up with what he does, and that's it. I'm for him. We've got to. This will hopefully be the change that we were promised 8 years ago and never got. So hopefully the change will work. Thanks for asking me.
Excellent. What advice would you give for the people who are still interested in voting for Clinton this time around, despite all the news that we're hearing?
Read some news that is truly news. Read, say, the Wall Street Journal. Watch, and also read the New York Times. Read all of them and make a consensus, and listen to the news and compare MSNBC to Fox News and see, well, which of them makes sense, which of them tells you, say, what's going on, and which just makes fun of people, talks in circles. But read all of them. But don't leave out, say, the Wall Street Journal and the news that covers the news. But I read the New York Times every day and the Wall Street Journal, and I compare them and come up with a consensus. So educate yourself, listen to people speak, and see which you would rather have, a Hillary or a Donald Trump. A woman who tried to give us health care, help with what we have now. I mean, my daughter has a disability. She has Medicaid. There is not one single rheumatologist in Lower Fairfield County or New Haven County. There is not one orthopedic surgeon on Medicaid in Fairfield County or New Haven County that will take care of her leg that has been destroyed by lupus. So we were the first ones to join the new Obamacare Medicaid plan, and a lot of publicity was given it. But here's an example. My daughter can't get the proper doctors to treat her because they simply don't accept Medicaid, which was touted as being one of the linchpins of Obamacare. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I want change, and I think they do too.
Yeah. If you had any advice for the good people of Killingworth in this election, what would you say?
Study, listen, and just think to yourself, do you want more of the same, or do you want a change? Do you want someone who has been successful, seeks consensus of good advisors, and also he wants this country to be better? And I travel sometimes by train and see the empty factories, see the steel that goes into our ships coming from outside the U.S. I see steel mills all just rusting away. It's time we made our industry competitive. Yes, we can do things cheaper, but I'll still say make it in the USA.
Excellent.
It's better.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir.
My Lord.